She sat there, alone, silent, unmoving, surrounded by balloons, cake, and party favors meant for laughter and joy, but not a single child sat beside her. And then, one voice changed everything. Before we begin this powerful true-style story of kindness and second chances, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to The Kindness Table, because your click spreads light in a world that needs more of it. Yellow Heart. Now, let me take you to the moment it all began. The girl no one saw. It was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Sunlight streamed through the tall windows of the luxury event hall, casting golden streaks on polished marble floors. Inside, the room was decorated with delicate pink and lavender balloons, shimmering fairy lights, and a towering birthday cake shaped like a carousel. Every detail whispered celebration. But there was only one thing missing: laughter. The kind that fills a party and makes it feel alive. Instead, there was silence. And in the center of it all sat a little girl, her legs still, her tiny hands folded neatly on her lap, her big brown eyes scanning the empty chairs around her cake. Her name was Emily. Emily was turning 7. She should have been surrounded by friends, unwrapping gifts, blowing out candles while kids sang for her. But instead, she sat in her wheelchair, alone. Her smile, hopeful in the beginning, was slowly fading as the minutes ticked by. Her father, Mr. Walter Grant, a powerful CEO known for his steely demeanor and unmatched business empire, stood by the wall, staring at his phone with frustration. He had paid for everything: the venue, the entertainment, the custom cake, even professional photographers. But he couldn't pay for what really mattered: friendship. You see, Emily hadn't always been in a wheelchair. Just a year ago, a car accident took her mother's life and left Emily with a spinal injury. Her entire world changed in an instant. And as she returned to school in her wheelchair, the other kids didn't know how to act around her. Some stared. Some avoided. Some parents whispered cruelly that their kids shouldn't have to play with a girl who's different. Invitations stopped. Playdates disappeared. And now, even on her birthday, no one came. Except one person. Across the park, in a more modest part of the city, a single father named Jack was finishing a shift at the local mechanic shop. He had grease on his hands, an old backpack slung over one shoulder, and his daughter, Lily, bouncing excitedly beside him. "Daddy, can we go to the park today?" she chirped. "You promised." He smiled, brushing a streak of oil from her cheek. "All right, champ. Let's go." Jack and Lily didn't have much. No fancy clothes. No designer shoes. Just each other and a joy that couldn't be bought. When they reached the park next to the venue, Lily's eyes widened. "Look! A birthday party!" Through the open patio doors, she spotted Emily, the balloons, the cake. But no children. "Can we go say hi?" she asked, tugging Jack's sleeve. He hesitated. They weren't invited. Clearly, it was a rich people's event. But when he looked at the little girl in the wheelchair, alone, staring at the untouched cake, something in him ached. Meanwhile, Emily looked at her cake. Her lips trembled slightly as she leaned forward to blow out her candle by herself. But before she could, "Excuse me," a gentle voice said. She turned. Jack knelt beside her wheelchair, holding Lily's hand. "We weren't invited, but my daughter noticed your party and wondered if maybe we could join you," he asked softly. Emily blinked, surprised. She looked at Lily, bright, smiling, kind, and then at Jack. Slowly, she nodded. Walter, standing nearby, frowned. "Who are you?" he asked. Jack stood up. "Just a dad. A mechanic. We were passing by." Walter opened his mouth to object, but then Emily laughed. For the first time in months. That soft, airy giggle that only children make. Lily had already pulled a chair beside Emily and was talking to her like they were old friends. And that moment, just that moment, stopped Walter in his tracks. He didn't know who this man was. But for the first time in a long while, someone looked at Emily not with pity, not with fear, but with warmth. And she was glowing. Within minutes, the two girls were playing past the balloon and giggling as if they'd known each other forever. Lily even helped Emily reach her party hat. Jack picked up a camera and asked, "Do you want a picture, girls?" They posed, Lily standing tall, Emily sitting proud in her chair, arms around each other. Walter watched from a distance, emotion welling in his throat. How did this stranger walk into their lives and bring more joy in 10 minutes than all his money had in months? He approached Jack. "Thank you," he said quietly. Jack shrugged. Sometimes all it takes is a hello. And in that small, unexpected act of kindness, a seed was planted. A seed that would grow into something bigger than any of them could imagine. Yellowheart the birthday cake was finally cut, not by Walter's assistant, not by a hired entertainer, but by Emily herself, with Lily's little hands helping her steady the knife. The two girls cheered as they placed the first slice on a plate, frosting smudged across their fingers. Jack clapped from the side, smiling like a man who had just watched the world become a little better. Walter stood nearby, still stiff in his tailored suit, but something inside him was shifting. For months, he had tried to fix things for Emily with expensive gifts, tablets, dolls, trips to theme parks. But the sparkle in her eyes now had nothing to do with anything he had bought. It came from connection. From being seen. From not being alone.